Nigeria has had different constitutions since its amalgamation in 1914, with the 1999 constitution presently in force. But ironically, while the constitution is said to have been drafted with the people's inputs, it appears the law is silent on the issue of referendum.
Unfortunately, the constitution we are operating, and even right from the time Nigeria was established, there was no negotiation between the people.
If you look at the 1978 Constitution, the 1999 Constitution, there is no provision for referendum.
The framers of our Constitution felt that since you have your representatives at the National Assembly and the state houses of assembly, whatever the agitations of the people are, can be taken care of.
Despite growing agitations on the need to tinker with the law to allow for fundamental adjustments in the structure, composition, and issues around decision-making on national questions or issues to do with self-determination, for instance, such concerns have remained unaddressed.
If you look at Section 60 of the Constitution, it provides that power belongs to the people of Nigeria.
It's a common practice the world over, but it comes with its own price as well, and usually tied to a certain political culture.
When you look at it from a wider perspective, Nigeria is not living in isolation. It's a country in the African continent, and not the only country in the world. So there are other international protocols and laws.
Breaking away doesn't help anybody, but if it becomes necessary, for example, I've always canvassed that the resolution of the National Conference.
Lawyers say addressing fundamental issues requires deployment of political solutions rather than violent agitations or outright confrontations with the state.
Because in a fractious polity like ours, where things are mostly in a state of flux, where there are so many centrifugal forces. In political parlance, centrifugal forces mean forces of disunity. And these centrifugal forces not only exist here, but they are very influential. It will be very, very dangerous to have such a clause.
The political solution is the best. And my fear, look at Sudan. Look at all the countries. It is very difficult for countries to break away in peace.
You cannot have your way in this sort of configuration without negotiating and having the buy-in of others.
Particularly the so-called issue of true federalism, clamor for a true federal structure, sovereign national conference, and so on and so forth.
Other respondents say the National Assembly must rise up to its responsibility of legislating on critical issues that could engender stability and national cohesion. Shafiu Suleiman, Trust TV News, Abuja.